They accused us of showing up while we were clearly on drug and came here to make a joke out of their mom, who's already grieving the loss of their husband. Hello there, Reddit here. Sub, like, hit the bell, you know the drill. Alright, video time. Enjoy. Just no mother-in-law. Mother-in-law sent brother-in-law to take the kids to celebrate her birthday. My M36, entitled Just No Mother-in-Law's 78th or 79th birthday. I don't really care. I stopped counting at 60 was yesterday due to current circumstances and COVID-19. Social distancing is necessary, especially now. Me, my wife, F31, and our 2 kids, 6,8, decided to stay at home as instructed and put any social gatherings, outings, and birthday celebrations on hold. A few days ago, about a week before her birthday, she contacted us and told us that she will be celebrating her birthday at her house and that she wanted to invite us and the kids and also to help with the arrangements. We both, wife and I, thought long and hard about this and decided to apologize to her because we will not be attending. But she's still gonna get her presents and some FaceTime with the kids so they can wish her a happy birthday. I also personally called her and told her that these are very difficult times. Told her about how this friend of mine passed away from COVID-19 on May. And I couldn't even see him nor visit him at the hospital, which was absolutely devastating because I've known him for over 15 years. I told her that things may not always be like this and that next year we'll all be present to celebrate her birthday. Still, she got mad and threw a fit, started bitching and accused me of coming up with this ridiculous idea because I don't like her, blah blah blah. She said that she hasn't seen the kids in a long time, that she wants to spend some time with them, and that she may not be alive next year, and that this cannot be missed. Then she stopped communicating with me and started texting my wife only, telling her not to listen to me and bring the kids over. What the actual fornicate? I mean, I remember her talking about inviting her friends, relatives, people she knows from the church. That's at least what, 20 people attending her cute little party in the middle of a fornicating pandemic? And she expects me to take the kids there. That's a big no. Yesterday morning, she called me and told me that she knows that I'm trying to keep her grandchildren away from her and that if I don't feel like going then fine, but I should at least let the kids go. She proceeded to tell me that **HOLE, brother-in-law, was going to come pick up the kids and take them over to her house to celebrate their grandma's birthday party and then return with them in the evening. I told her no, this was not going to happen. She insisted, even called my wife while she was at work and tried to pressure her into letting the kids go. Wife said no. She got furious. She threatened that if I won't let the kids go with their uncle, she was going to come pick them up herself. Brother-in-law arrived and I told him his mother was crazy to think I was gonna let my kids go, especially after stating that she didn't want me there, just the kids. That made the situation worse. Brother-in-law called her in front of me. She was basically yelling on the phone telling him to bring the kids over right then. I felt sorry for him. He was basically stuck between a rock and a hard place. He eventually hung up on her and left. I immediately called my wife because mother-in-law said she'd come pick the kids up herself. I took the kids over to my mom's and haven't returned till 7 PM. My wife was home by the time. She told me that her mom came and started yelling and said that I kidnapped her grandchildren and that I ruined her special day for her and that I was doing all of this just out of spite. She is still harassing us and texting my wife about it. She just won't drop it. We sent her gifts this morning and in return we got a massive load of calls and texts basically just shaming us and guilt tripping us for ruining her birthday. This is absolutely not okay. She's a fornicating nightmare. She refuses to realize how serious the situation is and is still blaming me and accusing me of keeping the kids away from her. Mother-in-law threatened us with CPS. Hi, first time posting here. I'm on mobile, so sorry for any bad formatting. Me, 26F, and my husband, 33 meters, been together for 8 years and have a 3-year-old son. My husband had been having issues with his family for years, but had a good relationship with his dad, father-in-law, His dad passed away 2 weeks ago. It's been hard on us, especially my husband, because his dad was the only member in the family who was loving, compassionate and understanding. He was incredibly well liked and loved by everyone. My dear husband had a rough childhood. He had been abused by his mother both physically and emotionally, and it continued in his adulthood. Drugs were his escape. He never went to college, got addicted to drugs, got jailed a couple of times, but he decided to turn his life around after our son was born. He got into therapy and he hadn't touched any drugs since 2017. We started visiting regularly after father-in-law's health got worse. My husband did his best to avoid her, which she hated so much, being ignored and avoided in her own house. So she tried to shame/guilt trip him into giving into her manipulation. She even accused him of stealing his dad's prescription drugs and called him an addict. She didn't allow him to see his dad the day before he passed. He begged her to let him see his dad for the last time, but she escalated and even got the police involved and threatened to file a report for harassment. She completely abused the power that was given to her by father-in-law. Even though my husband was there all the time, not getting enough sleep/food/rest, he even helped pay for the hospital, while his two brothers were literally fighting each other over who gets what. After father-in-law passed away, and due to restrictions that were put in place because of COVID-19, only immediate family members were allowed to attend the funeral. She contacted the funeral service director and informed them of the names of the people she wanted there. Me and my husband's names weren't included. Husband decided to show up out of love and respect he had for his father. She then offended us both viciously and tried to kick us out within just 5 minutes of arriving. Despite us trying to avoid any direct confrontation with her, she called us both addicts several times and threatened to have CPS save our son from living in an abusive home with two abusive drug addicts. I was completely shocked that she said all of this and took advantage of my husband's vulnerability and grief. The others tried to side with her. They accused us of showing up while we were clearly on drug and came here to make a joke out of their mom, who's already grieving the loss of their husband. We had been told to leave. When we got home, my husband broke down, cried and blamed himself and his past addiction for the hate that everyone was showing. It broke my heart because, despite everything she's done, he still stuck around and showed support. Besides, he's been clean for over 3 years now. He has a job and a family, but all that doesn't seem to be good enough. Yesterday, I found out that mother-in-law had posted a hate-filled rant in Facebook about us, basically lying through her teeth, telling people who weren't there, about us not showing up at father-in-law's funeral and how she's ashamed of my husband and I. I haven't told him about it, but we are absolutely devastated by all this hate and resentment. We've dedicated a spot in our backyard for his dad. He planted a small tree and some of his dad's favorite flowers and called it Dad's Heaven. He'd spend most of his day there. Sometimes he starts crying when he is sitting there by himself. Sometimes we cry together. What this woman has/is doing is unbelievable. The hate and greed her family showed us is unbelievable. My husband says that it's good that dad was no longer there to witness and endure her utter cruelty. Whoa, you made it to the end? Nice. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe and like. I'm a new channel, and it helps a lot more than you think. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.